Oh, I love an opportunity to talk about pattern games. I'm Gabrielle Johnson. I'm a certified dog behavior consultant, owner of Best Life Dog Services. I also have my bachelor's degree in psychology and sociology, and I specialize in aggression and nervous system dysregulation. So I want to talk a little bit first about what is required for a living being to safely explore their environment, to be curious about their world. We might reference here secure attachment. In the very best possible scenario, when you are a very small child, you will become securely attached to your primary caregiver, and they will act as a safe sort of resting place, a safe return, so that you can strike out and explore the world with the confidence that you have somewhere safe to come back to. And if something scary and terrible and bad happens, they are able to provide comfort. So what does that have to do with dogs? And what does it have to do with pattern games? So we actually know that we can look at human attachment theory, right, and apply that to dogs and their caregivers. We see a lot of those same needs met. We've put dogs in functional MRIs and seen the way their brains light up. And so pattern games, I kind of feel like, are an embodiment of that idea of go out and come back in. Find safety. Let me help you process this difficult thing with this security, this predictability, because that's what pattern games provide. They provide predictability. So let me back up a second here. Pattern games were created as part of Leslie McDevitt's Control Unleashed program. Originally used for dogs doing sports, she was then like, oh, this is fantastic for puppies and for reactive dogs. So there are 3 Control Unleashed books, and you can learn more about pattern games within the Control Unleashed books. Pattern games, an example might be 1, 2, 3, where you count out loud 1, 2, 3, and you give the dog a treat, and you count out loud 1, 2, 3, and you give the dog a treat, and you just keep repeating that. Or you put a cookie down and the dog looks up, and you put a cookie down and the dog looks up. You, ideally their safe, secure attachment person, are creating additional predictability within the environment while they process sudden environmental changes, or SECs. And this is a term coined by Leslie McDevitt to explain the changes in environment that the dogs were having trouble processing. So for some dogs, this might mean a bike that comes around the corner. For another dog, this might mean someone who stands up on the sofa, but it's a sudden change in the environment. And we can use these patterns to help them process. And I like to think of it again as the dog kind of gets to come into the pattern. So they might look around on 1 and 2, then they come back to safety on 3. Look around at 1 and 2, come back to safety on 3. You can find examples in our live Google document under pattern games.